With 2 Grand Prix already in the books, it's time to take a look at the latest scores from our teammate wars following the Bahrain Grand Prix. So here's a quick recap of how it works. All season we'll be judging the F1 teammates on how they compare in qualifying, who sets the fastest lap in each race, and where they finish when the checkered flag waves. They'll get 1 point for each battle won. So the big headline from Bahrain has to be, of course, Charles Leclerc, who whitewashed Sebastian Vettel under our scoring system to move ahead by 4 points to 2 for the season so far. Leclerc beat Vettel in a straight fight for pole position, caught and passed the German for the lead after a scrappy first lap, and he was more than 1 minute ahead of the second Ferrari before his engine problem struck. He still finished 2 places ahead of Vettel, and his fastest lap in the race was 1.4 seconds faster. Vettel is going to have a fight on his hands to win this battle over the course of the season. So moving on to the back of the field to Williams, where George Russell achieved another clean sweep to move 6-0 clear of the returning Robert Kubica. Kubica says it's like he's driving a different car to Russell even when they run the same setup. And to his credit, Russell agrees that something strange is going on, so it's too early really to draw many conclusions here. At Racing Point, Sergio Perez got himself back in the game with a clean sweep of qualifying, race position, and fastest lap against his new teammate Lance Stroll, who took a surprising lead in this contest in Australia. Perez was rewarded with a point for his efforts on a tough weekend for the team at a circuit he felt exposed the limitations of the RP19. The Toro Rosso battle gives us our only tie on the whole grid at the moment, with rookie Alexander Albon getting the better of Daniel Kvyat in qualifying and the race to match the 2-1 score he lost out by in Australia. Kvyat blamed the team for his mix-up in Q2 that left him on used tires for his final run and crucially cost him the chance to fight back as Albon outqualified him for the second race in succession. The battle between the Renault drivers hasn't really taken shape yet, with the team messing up qualifying on both weekends. But the Bahrain race was looking good, with Nico Hülkenberg and Daniel Ricciardo both running in the points before their shocking double retirement within a few seconds of each other and at the same point on the track. Hülkenberg was 4 points ahead of Ricciardo at that point, and with the Australian admitting he is struggling to adapt to his new surroundings, it's the Hulk that holds a 4-1 lead after Bahrain, where we didn't give either man a point for the race. Romain Grosjean's unfortunate start to the season continued in Bahrain, picking up a grid penalty in qualifying that Lando Norris felt was unfair, and effectively being taken out of the race in a collision right at the start. That left Kevin Magnussen, who was the faster Haas driver when it counted in qualifying, clear to dominate this battle in Bahrain, and he now holds a 5-1 lead over Grosjean. Carlos Sainz Jr. clawed back some ground against Lando Norris after coming away from Australia with a 3-0 deficit, but the Spaniard's retirement from the race in Bahrain allowed Norris to earn a point back on a weekend when it was Sainz who was the star driver at McLaren. However, Norris worked hard to win the Class B battle ahead of Kimi Raikkonen, and he holds a 4-2 lead over Sainz for the season so far. Kimi Raikkonen continued to outshine the much less experienced Antonio Giovinazzi in the battle at Alfa Romeo, which holds 4th in the Constructors' Championship thanks to the points scored by the Finn on the opening 2 rounds. Giovinazzi at least landed his first blow in our teammate wars in Bahrain, setting a faster lap than Raikkonen in the race by 0.3 of a second. Bahrain was a much tougher weekend than Australia for Red Bull, which has confessed that its chassis is holding it back more than the Honda engine. Max Verstappen battled with a poor handling car to bring home a 5th place finish, while Pierre Gasly still seems to be struggling to adapt to his new team, as he was eliminated in Q2 on Saturday and finished 4 places behind Verstappen in the race. Gasly's fastest race lap was 0.02 of a second faster than Verstappen's, making their score for the season so far 5-1 to the Dutchman. And finally, on to Mercedes, which celebrated another 1-2 as Ferrari's challenge fell apart in the race. Lewis Hamilton has moved ahead of Valtteri Bottas with a 3-0 clean sweep in Bahrain after floor damage for the world champion in Australia allowed the fired-up Finns take an early lead in this contest. It was Bottas the one having problems this time, with a plastic bag stuck in his front wing, costing him performance. But for the second weekend running, he was also beaten by Hamilton in a straight fight in qualifying. So this is how our teammate wars looks after round 2. Again, we'll bring you the latest scores after every single race throughout the season, so make sure to keep up with it and let us know who you think will win each of these battles at the end of the year.